Welcome to the Shadow Hour, where trails twist into memory and fog covers more than just the trees. Tonight, I'll read to you a tale from the Appalachian Trail, a path many hike, but not all return from. I still check my phone every now and then, as if he's going to text me. My brother Zach went missing 2 years ago on a solo hike through the Appalachian Trail. He was 25, experienced, smart, black hair, lean build, usually had a sarcastic grin. But when he left for that trip, he looked tired, like something was weighing on him. I thought the hike would clear his head. We'd always talked about doing that stretch together, the section that cuts through Western Virginia. Wild, remote, one of the loneliest parts of the entire trail. But I bailed last minute. Work stuff. He said it was fine, told me he'd just go alone, take some photos, reset. I still remember the last thing he said before he left. "Don't worry, I'll stay on the trail, unless it tells me not to." At the time, I thought it was a joke. Looking back, I don't think it was. Zach checked into a tiny roadside motel near Bland, Virginia. He texted me a photo of his trail map scribbled with his route. He was planning to hike for 5 days. That was on a Monday. By Wednesday, his messages started getting weird. He said the trail signs didn't match the map, that he saw the same twisted tree 3 times, that someone was behind him. But whenever he turned around, there was nothing but fog. I told him to bail. He just texted, "It's fine, just a weird vibe, but the forest feels thick, heavy." That was the last message I ever got. By Friday, he was supposed to be back at his car, but he wasn't. It was parked right where he left it, untouched, keys still hidden under the tire. I filed the report immediately. Rangers started searching the next day. For 6 days, they combed through a stretch of the trail near a ravine locals call Dead Wind Hollow. It's not officially labeled on maps, but everyone out there knows it. One ranger said that entire part of the forest feels off, like it doesn't want you there. They found no footprints, no gear, no Zach. Then, on the 7th day, they found his camera. It was tied to a branch about 8 feet up a pine tree. Camera strap looped tightly around the limb like a noose. There were fresh water droplets on the lens, as if someone had just placed it there. Inside the camera were 47 photos. Most were normal. Trail shots, trees, a deer. The second to last photo showed Zach standing in the fog, looking straight into the lens. The final photo was pitch black. But if you brighten it, and I did, you can see something just barely in the corner. A hand, not Zach's. I started digging, talking to locals, Reddit threads, old ranger logs, and I found something. 10 years earlier, another hiker went missing in nearly the exact same spot, a woman named Melanie Holt. Her final GPS ping was also near Dead Wind Hollow. No trace of her was ever found. And 2 years before that, a father and son vanished. Same place. It's always the same pattern. Experienced hikers, solo, last contact filled with confusion, fog so thick it's like the forest is swallowing sound, no predators, no gear left behind, just gone. One local told me the woods out there don't move like normal. He said, "Sometimes the trail disappears behind you, like it never wanted you to leave." 6 days after the search ended, I got a voicemail, no number, just unknown. It was 11 seconds of silence, then static, then a voice, whispering. I couldn't make out most of it, but one part is burned into my memory. "Not your brother anymore." I played it for the Rangers. They said it was probably a prank. But here's the thing. It came in at 3:14 a.m. on Zach's birthday. After that voicemail, I couldn't just sit still. I flew out the next day and retraced Zach's route. Same motel, same trailhead. I didn't tell anyone I was going. I figured I'd hike just a few miles in. Maybe I'd find something they missed, a dropped item, a note. anything. I camped the first night a few miles off a side trail near the hollow. It was quiet, too quiet. But around 3 a.m., I woke up to something brushing the side of my tent, not clawing, not sniffing, dragging, like fingers. When I unzipped the flap and shined my light out, there was nothing. But right outside was a symbol, a kind of triangle made from 3 interlocking branches. The next morning, I hiked deeper into Deadwind Hollow. I noticed something strange. The woods were completely silent. No birds, no wind, just that dense, wet quiet. That's when I saw the first one, hanging from a low branch, a stick figure, shaped like a person but with its head twisted upside down. Wrapped in Zach's bandana, there were more. Dozens of them, all made from twigs, moss, and torn pieces of clothing, including a flannel shirt that looked just like his. Some were tied together with hair, black hair, and in the middle of a clearing was a ring of stones. Inside the ring sat Zach's boot, half buried in mud, still laced, still upright, like it had been placed there. I should have run, but I felt like something was watching me. That night, I camped one last time. I made a fire, barely slept. At some point, I heard whispering from the trees, not voices I could understand, just low murmurs in a rhythm, like chanting. But when I moved toward it with my flashlight, it stopped. Right behind my tent, I found a circle of burned-out candles and another one of those triangle symbols, this time made of bones. Bones I couldn't identify. I finally snapped. I left the tent, the fire, everything, and just ran. I didn't even grab my pack. About an hour later, the fog rolled in. I couldn't see 5 feet ahead. My flashlight started flickering. Then I heard footsteps just ahead of me, and a voice, faint, whispering my name. It was Zach's voice, but it was wrong. Too calm, too close. It didn't echo. I turned, and for just a second, I swear I saw him, standing in the mist, black hair soaked, blank expression. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking through me. Then, he stepped backward, into the fog, and vanished. I finally found my way out the next morning. A ranger found me walking the road covered in scrapes and mosquito bites. I told them what I saw. They didn't believe me, but someone did. The same ranger who found Zach's camera. He said hikers in that area have been finding more of those twig figures lately. One guy left a GoPro in the woods overnight. When he watched the footage, it showed a figure crawling through the trees on all fours, stopping directly in front of the camera, and smiling. The face, it looked like Zach, but the smile was too wide. Some places forget you. Others remember. What watches from the woods isn't always a creature. Sometimes it's a reflection of what we lost or what we left behind. Thank you for listening to the Shadow Hour. And if you ever walk the Appalachian Trail, don't follow the voices, no matter how familiar they sound.